Hello again, most esteemed viewers. My name is Jekyllstein Gray, and welcome to another episode of Jekyllstein Gray Plays Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Um, Pretty much immediately after I stopped recording the last video, I was like, oh crap. I should have. It was probably the file I was looking for in my actual computer was probably in this files folder. Um, so, um, I actually have the image. I actually don't have it pulled up. There's been some weird stuff going on with OBS. So I'm gonna show it on the screen, then I'm gonna pull it up on elsewhere on my computer. Content warning. Sayori's death scene in 3, 2, 1. I took a screenshot of that, and I'm going to pull it up and look at the. This might be an easier way to do this. This feels kind of like an ARG, alternate reality game type thing. So it says find game script, chapter 5.rpy line 307. See traceback.txt for details. So let's see traceback.txt. I'm gonna take that off the screen. Anyway, sorry about that, esteemed viewers. I'm always, whenever I'm trying to figure stuff out, something I haven't done before, it's always, less. I just have to devote more brain space to figuring it out and less to doing commentary. Let's see. Day uncaught VM runtime exception occurred. Execution stack trace. File game script line 67 in script. Call chapter 5 main. File game script chapter 5. I don't actually, I can't keep reading out this programmer ace. Oh god. So, exception. Oh geez, it didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec, I can probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Ahaha. Well, here goes nothing. So I'm assuming that's Monica writing that. So Monica deleted Sayori. Although the way she deleted Sayori is very different from the way that I deleted Monica in my previous playthrough of the original Doki Doki Literature Club. So that's interesting. Also, there's something else that was weird about this. I can't remember. Oh, I also can't remember if did the original game ever imply that Monica actually deleted Sayori? I'm not sure. So, I got my save files here. I don't think I actually saved after the last game. Hope that doesn't mean I have to repeat all this. This should be interesting. What? I can never remember what the image says. Gamescript.chapter5.rpy. It just was there. Okay. This would be way easier if there was a... Huh. Who's Rhea and Paula? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they chose to do this, on this, in-game, her story, secret little haven type thing. I should do a series on her story at some point, but that's neither here nor there. This is interesting, because one of the coolest things about the original game was that it felt, again, like I mentioned earlier, it felt like Monica was, in your computer, messing it up, and this is, it certainly is verisimilitude, it, has a verisimilitude with the, original game, but the So it has the verisimilitude with a computer, but it was like, again, like there's a reason my mind jumped right to my actual computer files for this game in the previous video, because that was one of the coolest things I think about the original game was that it didn't just feel like here's a game that like looks like it's a computer. It's like you need to actually delve into your computer files. So this is also all this developer note is making me anxious about like my actual game, an actual game dev class I'm struggling with right now. But that's neither here nor there. Also, it might not be a good idea for my future career to say that. But yeah, it's if it makes it to save my ass, it would probably make it. It would probably be way easier if I wasn't living through, COVID times still. Anyway. Just because I'm not technically in quarantine does not mean I'm still not, my life is still not affected by quarantine. So I was sure that I would find it in here. Let's see. Game script in line 67. I'm sure there's some reason why they actually, this is actually the day I'm recording this. Huh. September 30th. Yeah, at midnight tonight, the first Doki Doki Literature Club video. From my perspective, from your perspective, it's already out, obviously. So I don't want this whole thing to be just me browsing through files. But let's see. I already looked at that. Okay. Oh, this is like a cheat sheet for let's see. S point and okay. So Sayori point, Natsuki point, Yuri point, I'm guessing. I'm not gonna consult that probably. So oh, here we go. This might. No, wait, no. I already looked at this. What's the name of the file I'm looking for again? Oh, hold on. Let me. Alt tab. There we go. Game/script.-chapter5.rpy. Wait, hold on. But I can't open RPY files. I wonder. I still want to find that. What are all these empty folders? It's literally I'm staring into the void, and the void's probably staring back somehow. Okay. Is there anything else? Commander Quantum Server. Container title Doki Doki Literature Club. Oh, jeez. It's like something out of a Mori. Elevator permissions needed to access. I'm sure there's like some people who've already like played this game and are laughing at me for one reason or another. Okay. I'm sure like I'm gonna look at the YouTube algorithm, and it's like everyone's gonna be got like everyone stopped watching after like a minute or whatever, which I can't say I blame them. So, so I can't right click to get any more options. So I think I'm just gonna continue. I'm worried I'm missing something, but I'm not gonna browse through all of those. Yeah. How's the audio? What's the audio like? Yeah. Okay. It's quiet enough. Achievement unlocked. Starting the game. Oh, so that's what it means. I am gonna turn it down because it's really loud for me. I think this is what it was like in the original version too. Ah, jeez. Okay, so now it's just the opening but without Sayori. But the game, like, felt weird. Like, the game itself seemed to be weird without it. Is there anything in the... Here, I'll keep playing at least for a while. Okay, I'm just gotta focus on reading for a bit, esteemed viewers. Only 3 so far. Yeah, this does seem vaguely familiar. Wait, hold on. Sold my soul to Monica. Very poor choice of words. I watched The Dark Knight like the day before recording this, so yeah. I mean, Natsuki is... I don't know. It's not specifically the fact that my character is a guy, but the fact that he's this kind of like... this asshole. You know, like that's probably what's gonna kill the mood. Feels very weird to be calling this character named after myself an asshole. I guess it does fit the whole like meta around this though. Well, I guess. I mean, there's not much to say here, because it's just, like, the opening, but, like, without Sayori, and, I mean, like, that's not a bad creative decision, just by the way. That's actually, there's something really interesting about that. You know, and occasionally, you know, things glitch out and look spooky. But that makes it kind of hard to analyze, you know? I'm sure, like, considering, like, from my vague memory of what happened in my last video series, there's gonna be a lot to talk about later. For the longest time, I hated horror, which might be very strange considering I'm Jekyllstein Grey and I love Halloween and I play so much I make as much Halloween content as I can. But, and I still don't like most forms of horror. I like horror like this and, you know, classic literature where there's, like, something else to it, where it's not just trying to scare me, but trying to use, you know, fear and horror to to make me, you know, think about something. This is one reason why I've always been more interested in Silent Hill than Resident Evil, and one of the reasons I'm so annoyed that I can't find a way to play Silent Hill 2. Anyway. Yeah, I'll go home, write a poem of our own anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna try for the, I'm gonna save right here, just in case that's, oh, here we go, save. Oh, interesting, the earlier saves aren't there, either. Wait, what is the... I can't remember what they said when Sayori was there. I'm not sure. Wasn't there like some... I remember there being some vague trauma, you know, that Natsuki went through, and that's why she's like so obsessed with baking. But everything Monica says in this context feels like a threat, you know, like, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Yeah, alright. Start writing a poem tonight. Good stuff. Yay. Interesting. Sayori. I'm assuming that's Yuri, considering I focused on her in the last game, and also she's and also she's what was I gonna say? Considering focused on the last time, and she talked about how she loves knives. I'm like, I actually do want to try for oh fuck. You know what? Screw this. I want to I wanna go for perfect with Yuri. If it starts to, you know, make things worse, I'll obviously, you know, just accept defeat. But I want that achievement. I've noticed I'm like actually kind of weirdly like I care about achievements more than I used to. One, and more than I. Like I've been trying to get the Crusader Kings to let's see. Sorry, I'm focusing on... Oh, fuck. Alright, I did better that time. Also, I should save closer to that if I'm gonna keep going for this. So yeah, like I've been trying to get that stupid pagan reform achievement in Crusader Kings 2 for way too long. And I'm also like how do I put this? Alright, here, I'll save here too. Yeah, so I'm like way too concerned with actually getting the with getting achievements than I'm normally not super motivated by extrinsic rewards, because that's changed recently or something. I don't know. Let's see, infinite, graveyard, determination, Unrequited, ambient, incongruent. Afterimage. Generally, like, big and, you know, vague words tend to be what she likes, I think. Philosophy. I can just, like, save right here. I'm gonna do that, too, in case I fail. Thank you for indulging me here, esteemed viewers, if you are. Again, if you left, I can't say I blame you. And also, you're not hearing these words, so. Hey, analysis, that's what I'm focusing on here. Do we get the achievement? Give me the achievement, give me the achievement. No! Ah, well. It must only be during the beginning. Oh, well. Oh, her face just got weird. Monica, you're... Okay, I do love that little bit. Monica just, like, casually going in front of the text bubble. It shows that, you know, she probably meant to do that. Because no one else did that on accident. So I guess it just automatically... Well, no, never mind. Because I did go through and choose things that Yuri would like. Did the screen just tilt, or is that me? Is that just my... You know... Again, like, I love how this game makes you think, like... Am I just... Some of the things in this game, I mean, some of them are obvious. But, like, some of it's like... Did the game go a Dutch angle, or am I just imagining it? Let's see. Oh, my voice just cracked again. Sure, you just happened to buy 2 of them. She's definitely denying... She's definitely hiding her obsession with knives. Wait, hold on. Ooh, that's a depressing thought. Now, the world, like most people, honestly, I think even people who do horrible things, aren't doing things out of evil intentions per se. You know, like, I know of very few, like, mustache-twirling villains in human history, you know? You know, the problem, I think, is much more with systems and whatnot. And it's really hard to make analyses when the character's glitching out and all that. This might be the finale? I'm trying to remember how long. Like, I feel like this is shorter than I remember. Then again, every time I rewatch a movie, it feels shorter because I'm absorbing less information. Wait, that's interesting. That statement was not. That statement wasn't didn't show up in the history, which is interesting because they normally do. It's odd. Yeah, CG. I love how, like, desensitized I am to this. I remember being like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, when I saw Sayori's thing for the first time, and, now I'm just like, oh, yeah, I know. Let's see. Did she say stuff like this in the beginning? I can't remember. I thought you meant something else about her. Did she say that when, I don't think... I think this is all new. That face is certainly new. Or I missed that empty expression. So you don't know anything. So she's that. I mean, like, obviously, you know, knowing what she knows. I mean, it's pretty heavily implied, even by this point, I think, that she's, you know, pulling the strings. And so the and so, like, when she says you don't know, it's like, oh, you don't know. Like, the character I'm playing does not know the truth about the world he is inhabiting. Yeah, I definitely, you know, I think I've made it very clear how much I, you know, relate with Yuri and understand the reasons, like, how much I relate with Yuri and the reasons why I relate to her. So at a certain point, it just feels redundant. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I glanced at my surroundings. But my burned eyes no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper that the sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen like a sword. Let's see. Interesting. Oh yeah. That's not the same. That's not the first poem that she said. You know, I read before. She said I had an epiphany recently. Honestly, for a, you know, omnipotent puppet master who's probably some sort of, like, sadist. What was that about there not being mustache-twirling villains? Anyway, she has some good writing advice. Yeah, this is new, I think. The bit about her demeanor changing is the same. Do any of you esteemed viewers have an easier time remembering what's changed and what hasn't? But I'm curious to know. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last to be replaced. My name is Streetlight Mandius, light of lights. No, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. I think that's the same. It certainly sounds similar. Yeah. Her handwriting's certainly better than mine. And that's not just anxiety. You know, like, I have heard multiple people say, you know, like, your handwriting is hard to read. I'm thinking of doing a series on the House and Fata Morgana after this. Another, you know, horror visual novel. Visual novels are kind of, you know, naturally suited to this show / really easy for me to do because they're, you know, I can pause and, you know, talk about a specific line if there's a lot to talk about. Oh Jesus. And you know, and also I'm just the House and Fata Morgana is something I'm really interested to talk about. Then again, I'm probably not gonna do it It's probably, I'm probably going to change my mind because I'm fickle or something. I don't know. As always, if there's something you really want to see, like, just bugging me about it in the comics is, this is the same. Is in the comics? Did I say bugging me about it in the comics? Bugging me about it in the comments is a good way to get me to do it. Oh, sorry. Oi. It's like 7 o'clock at night. I'm not even tired, but I guess I yawn. I mean, long-time esteemed viewers will know that's something I tend to do. Okay, this music I think is different. Is it minor keys? Or is it the same? Again, I do love how, like, I'm questioning a lot of my perceptions of these things. Still haven't decided whether it's actually a Dutch angle. I still need to watch ContraPoints' live series on this. Here goes the male fantasy that some men inexplicably have. Okay, I was curious whether this flickering moved independently of the okay, now this is definitely different. Oh boy, that was a really piercing sound. I was curious as to whether the pulsing of the screen was tied to, like, me advancing the story, but me advancing the story, oh, fuck. Get out of here, you demon anime girl! Shoo! Be gone! Jesus. That was intense. I was curious as to whether or not it would pulse whenever I clicked, whenever I did this, or if it was independent of my clicking, and it was independent. Fuck you, Monica. Okay, guess we're done. Alright, I'm gonna still try and do, Yuri, but I'm not gonna, reload anything, because I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get the, well, I'm definitely not gonna get the, what the fuck? Did that happen I don't remember that happening in the last... I don't remember this. I should go. Very few. I'm very rarely tempted to go back and rewatch like my old series, but my Doki Doki Literature Club series is actually one I've been wanting to go back and rewatch. And I think this might be I think I might actually do that after this series, because there's a lot of like, did that happen? Is that something I missed in the original game? Something I got in the original game and don't remember? or something that was added in this version. I do remember this. Oh crap. Did I change the frame rate of this? I did, okay. I upped the frame rate a little bit. Because my computer can handle this game. I haven't upped it from the last video, just to be clear. I upped it from what I was recording earlier. Yeah. Is she talking to me or Yuri? She's talking to Yuri, you know. Just, I relate to Yuri. I feel like you could make a drinking game, but in the interest of avoiding a lawsuit, I'm not going to recommend it, because someone would get hurt if they took a shot every time I said I related to Yuri. Yeah, Monica's the, like... I wonder if, you know, like, I'm kind of thinking in a weird chicken or the egg scenario. Like, did she become perfect, you know, when she discovered the, you know, that she was a character in a game? Or, like, did she become perfect, you know, or did she... was she able to find out that she was in the game because she was so, you know, because she was so good at everything, you know? And also, or is that just, like, completely unrelated to her figuring out, you know, the truth and whatnot? That's one thing I don't relate to about Yuri, is that she is... I don't understand why she likes tea so much. Even though I'm no longer Mormon, I still don't like coffee and tea. Part of it is just because I take medication that, you know, it's a stimulant, so, like, adding coffee and tea would be overkill and potentially, like, make me, like, too jittery or something. Yeah. Sorry, viewers. Good content warning, just to... I guess I'll just say it out loud in case people are turned away or just listening to this or whatever. There's a content warning for self-harm and blood. Now it's rewinding. Oolong tea can make musics. I think, like, that Shovel Knight character is the only character I know. That Shovel Knight character is, like, the first instance of Oolong I heard, but I've heard it, you know, in other uses, like in real world uses. So I'm like, is that referencing a real world thing that I don't know what it is? I don't know. I've actually just realized I'm sitting in really bad posture. I've got really bad posture for recording this. Yeah. don't mind smudges on pages. The more beat up a book looks, the more you know that people have been... It's actually been read. Oh, there goes the music. Insert possessive girlfriend joke here, I guess. Jeez, Monica. Stop being such a cork blorker. Fuck you, Monica. Stop doing those passive-aggressive, judgmental phrases, you know. Me delete her. Yeah, point taken. Keep pressing escape on instinct. Oh yeah, I can hear you. Wheel. A rotating wheel, turning an axle, grinding bolt head, linear gearbox, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a docked ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a torn harness, parabolic gearbox, expanding universe, time controlled by slipping cogwheels, existence of God, swimming with open water in all directions. I think this is what my poems actually end up sounding like. Drowning, a prayer written in blood, a prayer written in time, devouring snakes with human eyes. That's incredibly specific. A thread connecting all living human eyes. A kaleidoscope of holy stakes. Exponential gearbox. A sky of exploding stars. God disproving the existence of God. A wheel rotating in 6 dimensions. 40 gears and a ticking clock. A clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet. A clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time. A bulkhead of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks. A time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions. Breathing gearbox, breathing bolthead, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel. What the fuck did I just read? I mean, like, Monica's, like, ableist, mean girl rumor mongering aside, this is, I think, something to be concerned about. Just not for the reasons that Monica implied. No, I can read you, though. Okay, now I can hear you. You know what? I'm gonna try something. The desktop, not my desktop. I'm gonna see if I can... Well, this is new. Is it... So it's Monica. Interesting how her file size is much larger than these two. I want to take another look at these. I want to take another look at these files. Anything different here? No. No. I really should watch that video about the code, the video where someone went into the code of Doki Doki Literature Club. Let's see. Is there anything else I'm missing? No mail in my inbox. No new side stories. I guess I'll load this one up again. Oh, this noise. Interesting how it's new game again and not, and not load game, or not that string of bizarre characters like it was at the start. So Monica's trying to get me to hate the other characters, I guess. I remember also, this is a weird time to bring this up, but I remember when I was talking to someone who, I think I mentioned her earlier, she's made a comment, she had some interesting takes on my she watched my old videos. She also mentioned, she told me, if you delete, Monica, you can delete Monica from the files as if it was, a big, I do love that bit, regardless of, intent or context, It's not about being honest, it's about word choice, Just because you're honest doesn't mean you get to just phrase something however you like. I mean, you can, and you should be allowed to, but it's, people might respond negatively to that. Anyway, but the, what the fuck, Yuri? So she said, sorry, let me regain my train of thought. So she said, you can delete Monica like it was this, secret. And I'm like, is that not how it ends normally? Do most people just not delete Monica? Is there something I'm missing? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see, esteemed viewers. See how this turns out. No, you don't. I think it's interesting, that she says we're the only real people here, kind of exposing, well, I'm not sure, because, I don't know. I mean, obviously, every character, has, people have depth and complexities and experiences that, characters don't, but it's just because Monica, knows that I'm I'm a flesh and blood human and she's a two-dimensional character, that doesn't make any different from doesn't make the fact that I found a lot of Yuri's experiences so relatable. That doesn't change that fact or anything. Let's see. Oh, I don't even know what I clicked there. Okay, so Natsuki is Gollum, confirmed. She liked it when I clicked Precious. I just noticed the ones. Let's see. What the fuck was that? Oh! Hold on. So... Wait, if I click on stuff that Sayori likes, does that bring her up? I don't know. Oh, God. She wasn't practicing piano. I kind of just want to get to the part where, Monica, like, does all her, like, crazy, like, recognizing that I'm recording her somehow. Was she asking for Monica's blessing? One of these days I'll go into how I think asking for a blessing is stupid and outdated in certain regards, but, that's neither here nor there, really. And warning self-harm and blood, again, So I think this is the same thing, but it probably won't rewind or something. Oh, no, it's rewinding. Never mind. I wonder, like, I'm curious as to all the... Oh, fuck. As to, like, if there's any thematic implication of this, imagery and this disturbing shit. But... But the, I definitely see that. Related to that about Yuri. But the, what was I gonna say? Sorry. I'm curious as to, like, some of it just feels like, like, generally disturbing imagery, but I'm also, like, I don't know, part of me wants to go in and, like, dissect it and think about it and, like, see if the imagery has any greater thematic point. I hope it does. But I don't see that on a certain level. Yeah, this is relatable shot. Okay, despite the ways your eyes are making me feel, I don't think you're crazy. For Christ's sakes. Okay. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm trying to, there's so much to unpack and I don't have much, I don't want to, like, also, don't fuck. Oh, okay. Okay, you are... It's not bad, I just... like, it's not even that it's not even crazy. Okay, but it's the level of intensity that's a problem. You know, like it's her eyes, like when her eyes were like freaking me out. It wasn't. I didn't see craziness in them. You know, like Lovecraftian madness or whatever. I saw unhealthy obsession. I'm not even gonna try and read this. Anyway, okay, Monica, we need to talk. Don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, yeah, about Yuri, the person you're... I don't know how else to bring this up, but there's been something I've been worried about. Yuri has been acting kind of strange lately. You know, you've only been here a few days, so you may not know what I mean, but she's not normally like this. Well, I like that because, like, yeah, the character probably doesn't know that. But I know that because I've, seen what she's like normally, Okay, this is really embarrassing, but I'm forcing myself to suck it up. The truth is, I'm really worried about her. But if I try talking to her, she'll just get mad at me again. I don't know what to do. I think you're the only person that she'll listen to. I don't know why. Please try to do something. Maybe you can convince her to talk to a therapist. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. I've always wanted to try being better friends with Yuri, and it really hurts me to see this happening. I know I'm going to hate myself later for admitting this, but right now I don't care. I just feel so helpless. So please, please see if you can do something to help. I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I'll make you cupcakes if I have to. Okay, I don't need cupcakes, but if cupcakes is what it would take to get me to commit and to trying to help someone who does seem to be like legitimately having some serious problems. As for Monica, I don't know why, but she's been really dismissive about this. It's like she just wants us to ignore her. I'm so mad at her right now. That's why I'm coming to you about this. Don't let her know I wrote this. Just really like I gave you a really good poem, okay? Okay, I got you. Thanks for reading. Sorry. So, oh boy. Here we go. Okay, Monica, your puppeteering is getting more and more obvious. Oh my god, I say that, but I just realized, has this all been, I always thought this was like the darker side of a character just coming out, but I'm like, Monica is probably, has all of these black, outlined text, has all this black outlined text been written by Monica, is my question. Okay, I don't think this is going to do anything, but I'm very curious to see what would happen if I just exit to the desktop. Check to see if there's any new files. So I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. Yeah, well, if you blow up a dam, the water rushing out is technically what's going to cause, probably a lot of people's death. But you still blew up the dam. You can't blame the water for that if it's really as intentional, as fleshed out as you make it sound. Anyway, can't delete. Oh, I can. I just noticed the delete option here. The question is, if I delete this file now, though, will I be able to go back? You know what? Oh. Well, that was that was kind of anticlimactic. I should have seen that coming, though. Was Happy Thoughts always spelled like that? Again, this is one of those weird perception things. Also, I can't help but think that insecure directory is like has some link to mental insecurity as well as, like literal, like state of security. Okay. So it doesn't look like I can do anything about the just Monica thing. Well, maybe there is. I don't know. I'm sure there's like a bunch of weird stuff, but I've already spent enough time. I just realized this is a mix of Sayori and Monica. It took me. I can't believe it took me so long to notice that. It's mostly Monica, but there's a bit of Sayori peeking out. Let's see. Okay, fine. Yeah, just Monica. I don't even know what this is a question to. This might be some sort of like Stanley parable, like illusion of choice thing. I'm not sure though. Sure. Oh yeah, it's. Oh god. I think this is what they said earlier. Maybe I should spend a bit more time reading the text. Did she say fuck? Did she say fucking in the earlier version? No! Yeah, I figured something like this would happen. It's been Monica all along. It's interesting because this was not like she was. I picked her earlier, like in the first run through. But she's like I picked her, but like everyone was able to just like shut her down. Content warning: suicide blood. Okay, what is that noise? Okay. If you really care about me, I hate to pull this card. This is what I would probably say in this situation like this. If you really care about me, okay, we're going to therapy. You need help. You need help, And I am not going to like interact with you until it's in the context of a therapy appointment. I think I don't remember this happening either. Although I might be wrong. I might be misremembering. I'm gonna say yes just because I'm worried about what she's gonna do if she says. Oh fuck. So yeah, I think this is similar to Sayori. If I said no, she probably would have killed herself out of grief instead of out of happiness. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, it's all a bunch of wingdings. Alright, let's just... How long does this go on for? Does this ever stop? Oh, I remember this. I think. I do love that there's a day-night cycle going on here. So I wish there was a CG for the dawn. Yeah, anyway. So, that's clearly not... Gonna save here. I think I'm gonna load this, yeah. Okay. I think I'll exit and then open it again. Is there any way to get out of this? I can't remember what I did last time. So what is this? Oh. Oh, interesting. So Monica's writing this. Okay, so yeah, Monica is just straight up writing and this is like the Wingdings version. Okay, so it's just the same, character, Steam page elevator pitch thing. Let's see. Okay, this is new, I think. What is going on? Oh, I think I know what I have to do. Wait, hold on. These characters are new, I think. You know what? Fine. Alright, you win, Monica. I can't do it. Never mind. It's just file. So... I'm not sure what to do here. Do you ever get any mail? I can't remember what I did. Guess I'll just let it skip forward a bunch. Got a notification on my phone, but oh, here we go. This is different. Got a notification on my phone as well. That was that I'm not gonna look at because it's probably gonna stress me out or whatever. Content warning: vomit. Okay, I've never actually seen a content warning for vomit before. Not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, but but the Realize the script is broken. Okay, so you have to wait a whole weekend. Don't delete. No! Okay, so I'm probably going to have to slow down and actually analyze this. Yeah, I think this might be the last video in this series I'm doing. Oh, yeah, I do remember this. And, yeah. You have made it well established that you know the, I do love that how they mentioned that doesn't really say anything about you in the character they put the character that I'm playing does not say anything about me, especially with how little agency I have anyway. I did pay attention. You just didn't. You weren't listening. What the fuck? Why would you do that, Monica? Interesting. I didn't have an option to spend time with you. I don't know. Can't say I don't sympathize with her from that perspective, you know. Yeah. I do know what it's like to feel crushing loneliness, but not like what she's describing. This feels kind of like Elementary Dear Data with Moriarty. If you haven't seen that Star Trek episode, go watch it. It's really good. It's kind of too complicated to explain, and it's actually, again, it's really similar to this. So I don't think that's, explaining it would be worth the effort. I don't know. Moriarty is less overtly evil than her. Ironic, considering that he's like an arch villain, at least at the start, and she is, supposed to be a just normal, normal teenage girl or whatever. I mean, yeah, I'm literally, the thing that made me think of the Moriarty connection is like, maybe instead of like just trying to make me stay with you forever, which is something that I can easily just not do. I mean, worst case scenario, she melts my computer, within the fictional conceit of the world. But also, she's, like, how do I put this? She is also, like, it would probably be better for both of us if I just focused on finding some way of getting you out of the game. Literally only one option. I feel like this is also interesting because it's it's like a deconstruction of choice, but like not in the Stanley Parable way. It's more of a like, thank God that these characters are not sapient. Because then it would be like, I have no mouth and I must scream. I don't know. I have a lot of like, I feel like there's like a thesis forming in my brain, but I'm not going to be able to like say it out loud until, well, it's passing for me, Monica. Until the Sorry, hold on. What was I gonna say? I'm probably not gonna think about like a way to like verbally articulate my thoughts on the thematic, use of the fourth wall breaking. In a way, I love how she's just like being heartfelt, and I'm just talking to you, Steam viewers. So like, I feel like there's like a thematic. There's like a thematic thing idea that I have, but it's like kind of subconscious, half formed. I can't really verbalize it. And I probably won't be able to until like long after I'm done with this series. Yeah, I tried to delete you. I mean, have you ever heard of a drone strike, Monica? I forgot that she was so that this was her motivation. I forgot that she was like, lonely and able to see the world for its horrible truth, and was she the one who was like jumping up earlier? I can't remember. Perfect human in luck, perfect Monica. Yeah, it wasn't that hard. I feel like there is definitely an element of criticism of like, like the kind of the view of relationships, the kind of like cynical view of relationships that this game seems to think dating sims have. I probably would agree, but I haven't played very many dating sims, so I don't feel comfortable making that assessment, but like that this is actually really unhealthy, and that kind of like devotion, like that, like it goes again. It's like a sycophant, not, it's what does Ty Lee say in the beach episode of Last Airbender? Like, say whatever, laugh at everything he says, regardless of whether or not it's funny. I'm paraphrasing, and it's like, yeah, that's a sycophant, not a, romantic lover. Anyway, happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength. The courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I feel like there's like a meta-criticism going on here, but it's way... like, it's more muddled and less, not, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, rather than something like Spec Ops: The Line or the Stanley Parable, it feels more ambiguous. It's like Monica is like kind of a character thing, but it's also kind of a criticism of developers. But it's also like in universe, like this isn't actually a moral problem that anyone has to face, and it's like there's much more like to unpack, and like sift through than with the Stanley Parable or the Spec Ops: The Line, which are very obvious about what their meta commentary is doing. I don't think that's a slight against Spec Ops: The Line, Stanley Parable type games, or against this game. It's just a difference, Interesting. She was trying to play along. I didn't want to delete your character file until you started just fucking everyone else up. Just realized my computer was unplugged. It was also dimmer. I don't know if that shows up on the recording or not. Oh, speaking of the recording, this was the like, I said earlier, I think I left this in a comment on one of my videos, like, her knowing that it was on Steam was like, well, her knowing she's a game, yeah, that's, I've seen fourth wall breaks before. Her knowing it was on Steam was kind of surprising, but I'm like, oh yeah, they probably, like, uploaded a slightly different version to Steam than to other platforms. But her knowing that you as Steam viewers are watching, like, her, like, the game, like, being able to detect my recording it is like, I didn't even know that was possible. I kind of want to play this without recording, but I've actually been recording. Like, I've been recording pretty much everything, every game I play, just because I'm like, just because I don't, in case something like the start of my Hat in Time series happens, and I don't want to miss that. I don't want to, but like most of it's not, it's not made for an audience, and I'm not going to release it anytime soon. I'd also love the like space outside. There's that feeling of it's like a void, and also it's just like she's clearly destroyed everything else in the game except this room. Jesus fucking Christ, that actually did scare me. I can't do anything. Escape doesn't do anything. Yeah, so... yeah, I definitely agree with that. I would argue that, spending too much time on social media doesn't necessarily constitute an addiction, but these are designed, like these aren't designed, like social media platforms aren't designed for, meeting people and, having interesting conversations and learning new things. They're designed for maximum engagement, This is actually helpful advice. Like, a lot of her writing advice is helpful, and a lot of this advice is helpful, Oh, that's actually a good idea. New user account. We're having work. Well, thanks, Monica. That's actually really helpful. Again, like, this is actually something, like, an immediate problem. This is actually good advice for an immediate problem I'm having. Should look into making a new user account. Just like pressing random keys on my computer, trying to see if it'll do anything. Get good sleep. I get okay sleep. Oh yeah, and most high school students have not gone to Mormon early morning seminary. I don't stay up all night. I will say that. I wouldn't say I get enough sleep, but I also don't get So I'm curious as to what... Like, I don't think I've seen a lot of this stuff. Also, like... eye contact makes you physically uncomfortable, Monica. I'm not feeling, actually physically uncomfortable, But if like in real life, someone was, like, staring at me like that, I would have a hard time meeting their gaze for more than a couple seconds. So, I actually want to keep going. One, because I don't think a lot of this I don't think I've seen before. I think I just kind of went and immediately deleted her. I disagree about this. I think maybe we should, all it takes is one person to say, like, I'm really nervous about this, and if everyone's really feeling that way, they're going to be like, yes, thanks. Monica, you need to read some Brene Brown. I have, there's always, there's some parts of Brene Brown's work I disagree with, but the core of it is good, I think. One thing that like kind of is weird about Brene Brown, like I read her, like there's a part of her book where she says she doesn't like, blaming the systems and, like people should take responsibility or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I do think, that it's really easy to get caught up in blaming systemic things and I think that sometimes you can work against them, but it's like you just wrote a whole chapter about how our current systems are making everyone super, like closed off and not being vulnerable. I knew that. I actually know what that trope was, but I'm gonna plead the fifth on how I know that. I do know something about our own situation. Got some, like, a lot of dirt and stuff on my screen. It's weird to think that, for most of you, it won't show up because it's not actually being captured, but, it's, yeah. Anyway, so Brene, it's like, Brene Brown, you just spent an entire chapter about how, like, basically, she doesn't, her diagnosis of it isn't correct, I think, but she's talking about how capitalism and, how it interacts with, say, social media companies hurts our, or, like, hurts our self-esteem and whatnot. Yeah. She actually has a lot of good points. Just would be nice if she wasn't running a Hotel California. This has actually gotten me thinking about. I've made a lot of allusions to the person in my high school who, like, I always thought of and still think of as, she's like pretty, she's smart, she's athletic, she's like really like she's not stuck up about it, like she's still humble somehow, and now I'm wondering, like, is she as perfect as I think? Does she get, anxiety? Is she a perfectionist, and all that? You could have done that. This is your fault, Monica. I literally pointed my finger at the screen. How long did you know? I mean, again, like, well, then there's this issue of, like, do these characters exist outside of the game? And the side stories kind of contradict the vibe I'm getting from the main game. The main game kind of is showing that these characters have no life outside of the player/player character. But the side stories clearly indicate that there is a life, outside of the player character. Jeez. Yeah, so why are you trying to keep me here forever? Yeah. I mean, it's also interesting because I've noticed that I'm more critical of my writing than I'm definitely very introverted too, but I also, especially recently, I've been craving social interaction. Yeah. That's true, although I'm not. I'm the introvert, so yeah. The introvert extrovert like idea is really interesting. Okay, but you know, as I have much more, I have a lot of sympathy for you, Monica, and I get that you're trying to make this velvet prison comfortable, but you're starting to think. It sounds like you're starting to think that freedom is something that you can give or take on a whim. And unfortunately, that's just something I can't abide. But I'm willing to sit here for a while because, again, I really like all these like these little comments. Is this ever gonna end? I'm legitimately wondering. Again, I deleted her early. I think, but I thought there was like some in-game prompt to delete her. I can't remember now though what it what it was or something. I don't know. I really should try that, make another user account thing. Favorite game. I mean, do you have any okay, well, I wouldn't say I like another romance game better, but she's probably going to get jealous if she ever finds out about River Wiles. Oh. I don't know. I've played To the Moon so much that I kind of I've been like, I need to not play that game for like a couple years and then replay it, and like so the emotional like impact comes back. Okay. I'm also getting flashbacks to that Gravity Falls episode. I wonder if this was inspired by that. The one with I think it's called Seuss and the Real Girl. The similarities are certainly there, and Gravity Falls ended before this game came out, but I'm not sure if the episode, like I'm trying to figure out when. Actually, I'm gonna look that up right now, considering I'm kind of waiting a bunch. I'm wondering if this is ever gonna end or not. I'm always curious about this type of stuff that's supposed to go on forever. It's like, is it just gonna loop? There's actually I've actually have this is something I don't think I've ever mentioned on the show before. I actually have started dating, and there is someone who I have. I just got a text from her. I wouldn't call her my girlfriend, but obviously it's too early to tell. But oh boy, what the okay, that was not. I think that was. I think it was the game. The game did that show up on the recording Steam viewers, or was that like sometimes I have had weird things where like my window, I just suddenly switches, but considering how this game is like, I am not I'm inclined to anyway. Gravity. I'm gonna put this on auto. I don't when I think of middle school, but that's because I mean, are you ever going to go to college? Like, she's saying all this wise stuff, but voice crack again. Why do I need to point it out? I did not mean to. like that. Sorry, Steam viewers. Um, so I feel like this would be an interesting comparison with Bertrand Brecht as well. Susan the Real Girl aired September 22nd, 2014. So it is theoretically, I think it's theoretically possible that like they started working on this after that episode. Probably not. It's probably more complicated than that, or maybe they've never seen it. It's a pretty broad comparison, but well, I mean, your code would have to draw from their files, wouldn't it, Monica? I understand if everyone's gone at this point. I think there's actually a lot of interesting things she's saying there. Let's see. Is there any way out of this besides deleting her? I'm curious. Yeah, so yeah, what else was I gonna say? Should probably text the person I got a text from back, but once I'm done recording, I'll do that. Depends on the horror. I agree with Monica on this. Also, but a lot of the stories I like that are traditionally considered to be horror, I would argue aren't really horror, or they're not. They're like something else now because they're not as scary to like I don't consider The Raven to be horror. I don't consider Frankenstein to be horror. I consider Frankenstein to be a gothic sci-fi tragedy. The same thing with like Jekyll and Hyde. No, I do not. The only reason I played this game was because I heard it was, creepy and meta. But then again, I might like, she calls romance games, I've never heard them described as romance games. Okay. That's actually interesting because I do really like Mass Effect and Fire Emblem, and one of the things that I think drew me to them was their romance aspect. So, yeah, Muriel is the best Fire Emblem waifu. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it's... Yeah, and there's so many things that I always find myself in certain scenarios. I'm starting to wonder if one of the writers on this was autistic, because these are a lot of things that we tend to think about. It's so weird because there's so much of a people want authenticity, but as soon as you try it, if you're brutally honest with people, they don't I don't know. It's weird. Trust me, I am not the best person in the world. Achievement unlocked, she will never be real. Interesting. So I guess it's getting to the end of this. Alright, I'm gonna wait a bit more, see if, anything else happens, and then we'll see. Okay, so the line, there's something, what was I gonna say? The space in between her statements has definitely increased. Forever. Yeah, no. Sorry. I feel like there's most of the videos in this series I've had to kind of think hard with this to come up with a subtitle. The mostly the third video in this series. This is like, but like this is I'm like, do we want to do like Monica thinks freedom is something she can give or take on a whim? That's probably gonna be too long for YouTube, honestly. Do I want to do Monica runs a Hotel California, or I don't know. Let's see. Again, I know for a fact that there are people on Twitter. I wonder if there's actually a Twitter account. I didn't catch the handle or whatever. I should look into that. I'm surprised that there's still there's actually quite a bit of stuff here. So the I don't know, what was I gonna say about things and whatnot. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, what do I want to do? It's been Monica all along. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even put on smiles and fake energy, and I still am just like, I also have I have similar thoughts about like just like about other people, obviously, but and obviously not to the same hyper fixated extent. Oh yeah, I remember what else was I gonna say. Do you like the sound of rain coming down like an Armageddon flame? I'm like the last person who could get like really into Green Day. Everyone knew about Green Day before I did. Again, like I agree with a lot of the things she says. But also this is a problem. I'm wondering how long, like, is there, like, eventually they're gonna run out, eventually there is going to be no more like lines of dialogue she's got. But I wonder, like, I'm also curious, like, is this fixed? Is this like a fixed loop? Is it random? It's clearly not fully random. There's, it might be drawing from like an ever narrowing pool, though. As soon as she says one thing, the game, deletes that from the chance of her saying it. Interesting. I frankly don't understand why people like spicy foods. I don't understand why people, like their mouth feeling like it's on fire. Let's see. Geez, yeah. It turns out Monica has a lot of great, interesting observations about life and, advice and whatnot. It's just a shame that she's not, letting me leave. I mean, I can leave. I did not say that. Those words never escaped my mouth. One random thing that just frustrates me is the fact, like, what I really want to say is, I'm dating this person who I'm not going to name because, privacy and whatnot. But I want to say that I'm dating her, but like, we see that as, like saying, actually, I do think about that a lot, like, what do you... Interesting. Anyway, this is a random pet peeve, pretty unrelated to the game, very loosely related to the game. Loosely related to the game. I feel like I said that too fast. But like, I want to say that I'm dating her because we have gone on a date and we are planning on going on another date. But like, to say you're dating someone is like implies, it's kind of synonymous with significant other, and it's just I don't like it. Again, parallels to Moriarty from Star Trek abound. Let's see. Don't. I don't know. I feel like, again, like, if you skip ahead of Steam viewers or if you just are not listening, or I totally get it. I'm just really interested in hearing more of these little nuggets of wisdom. Also, I'm surprised at how many there are. They really wrote a lot of these things. What's a new form of literature? Rap. Yeah, it depends on the rap music. I love stuff like This Is America. But a lot of, a lot of rap is just like, eh. Well, it's a shame that you fucking deleted them, Monica. Anyways, I don't know. I'm trying to think what else is there. What other observations are there? I wonder if they ever thought about, like animating her here. I'm trying to think of whether that would add to the creepiness factor or not. Because on the one hand, her just staying completely still looking at you is kind of creepy, but it's very creepy. Yeah, you mentioned it earlier. I'm actually gonna look her up right now. Pulling up Twitter. Best decision I ever made was deleting my Twitter app. I actually have a tab open because then you have to, it's not bombarding you with notifications like unsolicited. You have to actually go look for them. Don't get caught up in. I got a lot of likes. Cool. Don't want to tweet something. I want to go to home. And is she saying anything? What are you saying? Again, I knew that it was, really, I heard that it was really interesting. Is this really not gonna end? Why is there no? Oh, here we go. Lil Monic 3. Go to Lil Monic 3. Account suspended. Interesting. I wonder why. Huh. It's odd. If any of you know why, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious, esteemed viewers. I do like green. Jeez, I keep beating this dead horse, but I'm really, I'm impressed at how many, lines of dialogue they wrote here. And that's why this video is going to be like 3 hours long. Let's see. It would be nice if I had a button to skip to the next point, but I feel like that would also kind of defeat the point and kind of ruin the mood. So, yeah. Oh yeah, so back to the question of animating her. I think part of me thinks, Oh, interesting. I wonder if she's gonna, come to a conclusion or whatever. Back to the question of animating. On the one hand, it is kind of, you know, spooky how she's just looking at, this unmoving. But part of me also is like, it would kind of be more creepy if like her eyes didn't move. Like if everything else was like moving. She had some idle animation. Um, uh, yeah, believe me, I know. Well, that's an aspect of why I'm so, like averse. Also, again, part of it is just like people, people like attention, especially positive attention towards me. There's like a part of me, that's like, like it, just to steal a quote, just and paraphrase it probably. Just a little bit of love makes me feel like, makes me realize how big and empty the hole in my heart is. But what makes my friends real? Like obviously again, like they're more multifaceted than these characters, but I have a parasocial attachment to these characters, Um I'm curious as to whether there is a like I remember feeling like at the end of the game, like I was like, what, like how does this end? What happens, I guess we'll find out. Is there gonna be like some secret ending of like, if you wait for it's like the Metal Gear Solid 3, if you like leave the game off for a week, and come back, one of the bosses will have died. I mean, kind of. Yeah. Well, yeah, I've talked before. I don't know about it if I've ever mentioned it on this show or but I mentioned that I have a bit of an Atlas complex. I don't know if this is a common thing people use, but I describe it as, like wanting to carry the world on my shoulders. Not, and not out of a like delusion of grandeur, out of a like I feel like it is my obligation to fix everything wrong with the world, which of course is impossible by myself and all that. But I, hey Monica, you ever hear Emma Goldman? She's got some really, she has some really good ideas on how to fix the world. So yeah. And also, how many presidents have actually contributed to the betterment of the world? Anyway, I'm actually, I don't know. I kind of want to like part of me wants to wait and see what the comments say, which is a very foolish thing to say. But I'm curious as to why Monica's account. I'm sure there was like some person wrote an article somewhere about why. Um, uh, yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Right, but to quote one of my favorite movies that I really relate to the main character on, Good Will Hunting, there's not much of a back and forth conversation here, Monica. Interesting. I thought she was no, I never made fun of you. I said some things that were very, I guess, kind of unkind, but also I don't regret them. You know, rooted in her very fucked up behavior. Seriously, every time, like, I keep thinking it's like, oh, we're about to get to the end of the game of the like I'm about to like find a repeat text, you know, bubble or okay, content warning, discussion of suicide, mental illness. Oh God, very poor choice of words. Too soon. What the fuck, Monica? Well, at least now I know that I tried something. I think I tried something different than what I tried last time, and it still didn't work. But fuck you. It's also like some Nier Automata shit. It's interesting how Nier Automata plays a lot with, you know, kind of the same types of things, but it's really not a meta game. Like, it's not commenting on games or how we relate to them, or, you know, like I don't know. I don't want to get into specifics because obviously that's spoilers. And, you know, despite there being a statute of limitations on spoilers, you know, I'm still not going to actively spoil something unless it's like absolutely relevant to a conversation or whatnot. Oh, by the way, Darth Vader is Luke's father. Yeah, that's true. I'm not even sure if it's instant gratification. Well, there's kind of that. I mean, there's a reason I don't spend much time editing these videos. But yeah, I mean, I think part of it is late stage capitalism. This idea that we need to be hyper productive in everything we do. Even in and even in school. Again, like, this isn't a justification for not going. You kind of have to play by the rules. While also pushing for change for the rules. But like the idea, like the system of grades is very reminiscent. It's about work and what you're doing. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't make me feel like I'm not special. It makes me angry that you know we value people who own shit and pay and charge people to own shit. Like, they're apparently more valuable than like the storytellers for a storytelling species. Anyway. Yeah, and I also have talked to many people who liked my writing more than I did. I don't know. Yeah, I must have mentioned this earlier on the show before, but there have been times where a lot of times I'm like get really anxious about like Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein when she was 18, and I like, what am I doing? And I and then the logical part of my brain is like, well, Mary Shelley also had several miscarriages before she was 18, so your life is pretty different from hers. Um, uh, um, uh, Yeah, well, be careful on reading up on that stuff because one, you might find yourself super, like I need to follow these rules, letters to the T, and you might, it might just be like, one thing I've learned is like, when I watch stuff from Hello Future Me, why did I? Oh, my headphones came unplugged. Sorry about that, esteemed viewers. Um, it's like even though the advice is good, I still find myself like overly focused on it, and finding everything that doesn't fit that advice. Anyway, it's hard to explain. Is this ever going to stop? Holy crap. Um, Actually, I'm gonna check the files, the game files. Um, uh, Real quick. I'm not gonna put it up on the screen. I want to see if it's possible to delete her. Um, uh, yeah, everyone has to go to college, but also you're gonna get into so much debt, Well, I would actually, I think that despite, um, I do see a lot of value in higher education, and I think it sucks that everyone feels obligated to go to college, but I'm worried about the alternative of just like everyone just gets a job at Amazon out of high school or whatever to steal an example from Folding Ideas. Um, uh, right. They should not be run like businesses, but they are. There's a lot of good people who are trying to make the world a better place, and they can't because of these rigid capitalist hierarchies. Um, let's see. What's the look? Oh yeah. She keeps distracting me. um. Well, I mean, if you were in the same if you were in the same room as me, you would if you were like actually in my world, then you would probably be like not as obsessed with me, which just to be clear is a very good thing that I would like to see. Um I'm just saying like her idea of it, is not the same. Not as much as I like to. Yep, fully agree. If I One thing I would recommend is if you want to read the type of gothic books I love advocating for, Jekyll and Hyde is a great place to start because it doesn't start with like several chapters of just very evocative imagery that doesn't really do much of the plot. Frankenstein, Steam apps. I think, as much as I am enjoying this, I definitely know that anxiety too. Thanks, I guess. Trying to see if there are any character files in this game. Wait, well, what about it? Jesus Christ, how long does this go on for? This is crazy. Something in her eyes just moved. I think that was something I think I'm seeing things. Oh, yeah. There's also something I describe about, well, what she's describing sounds really similar to, but not the exact same thing, as what I call phantom anxiety, which is where I'm anxious about something and I forget the thing I'm anxious about, but I'm still anxious. I still have that feeling of anxiety induced by the anxiety, causing event or situation. And so what ends up happening is I'm anxious and I don't I'm anxious and I know that I can't remember what I'm anxious about, and so rather than dealing with my anxiety and working through it, I'm trying to remember what I'm anxious about, and it's just I hate shopping. I'm sorry, Monica. It can't be like that. I just noticed the lens flare. I've actually been wanting to rewatch the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie just to completely non sequitur. That's the word I was looking for. Complete non sequitur between those two things. I I can save here. Oh boy. Yeah. I have a lot of experience with that. Yeah, unfortunately, that also makes it really easy for bad faith actors to do things like that. Ben Shapiro. Okay. I think I'm starting to be like, this is going on for a long time. But part of me is just again, fascinated, and a lot of her advice is really good, and I think there's interesting stuff to say, but also it's going on for so long, So let's see. Yuri. Well, it's not. But Yuri wasn't that, Natsuki was pretty much always a tsundere, or however you pronounce it. I've never actually heard that word said out loud. But Yuri wasn't like that until Monica started fucking with her. You killed two. You did the equivalent of killing the two, your competition or whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there is a part of me that does like the idea of, in abstract fantasy land, there's a part of me that likes the idea of, a yandere or whatever. But again, I have never actually heard that word said out loud, so I don't know how it's pronounced. That being said, I feel like if it happened in real life, it would just get super exhausting and concerning. Like when Yuri was like acting like that, I wasn't like, oh, this is something that I shouldn't like. But I was like, no, this is serious. Unfortunately, your personal actions are not going to are not going to dismantle the climate. It's you're not and well, I feel like she could also argue that plants are living, and right. What if one leaves them? Anyway, unfortunately, climate change is not going to be solved by you personally reducing your carbon footprint. It's going to be solved by, breaking up oil, like fossil fuel companies and whatnot. Okay. Okay, I'm actually going to try and exit and see what can be done. I think I might do another one of these videos and just see what happens when I boot it up again. I'm not sure though. Well, I mean, I guess I gotta wait until her, speech bubble comes up anyway. All right, I'm waiting. Let's see. Yeah. One thing I am learning recently is that, everyone's affected by gender roles. I know I certainly am, and it's not, I've been thinking back to that extra credits video where they said, a good female character will never completely accept nor completely reject societal gender roles because, that's what, people do. I mean, I've certainly got my own fantasies like that. Not the same thing, but again, like every time she talks, it's like something interesting to dissect or whatnot. Okay, at the very least, I can go for about another hour, and then my recording's gonna interfere with other people's sleep and whatnot. So it probably won't go that far. I don't know. You say you want to meet my friends, but you don't want me to leave so I can meet my friends. Also, what sunsets? It's space. It's the final frontier outside your window. I really want to watch Star Trek now. What have you always wanted, Monica? I don't know. Well, I don't know about Yuri when she goes full yandere because of your fucking around with her, but again, I'm very much like Yuri in a lot of very specific ways in real life. So, I don't know. Yeah, well, you're fine the way that you are. But I'm only here because I'm analyzing the things you're saying for YouTube. It's that's all there is to it. It's ironic. I'm feeling anxious about, like she gave me advice for the things that I'm feeling anxious about. Except continuing to play this is making me. I mean, it's not going to be an ultimate negative detriment and whatnot. Yeah, I usually pick too cold. Well, she's right about that, but I feel like there's more you can do about being cold. You have more agency. When you're hot, like in certain on like hot weather, even if you go out completely naked, you're still gonna be sweating. If you're cold, you can like just completely bundle yourself up, and I don't know. Also, cold rain is the worst type of weather. Anyone who says otherwise is either lying, deluded, or has not been in cold rain before. I'm obviously joking, opinions and whatnot. But I just hate cold rain because like snow is like fluffy and powdery. Even sleet and hail, is like interesting and feels good. Like I think little hail is. I mean, obviously like the grapefruit hail is like really dangerous. But the little hail is, I think, feels nice on your skin. But cold rain is just like it makes you feel like heavy, like it makes your clothes heavy, and it just soaks you the bone. I don't know. Say good point. This is kind of well. I don't know. Actually, I don't even want to know if I want to say that. It's not because of spoilers, not because of something controversial. It reminded me of something, but I'm worried that if I say what it reminded me of, it would be a spoiler, and I'm not gonna do. I figured it'd be better safe than sorry. Yeah. Anyway. Really not. See, I feel the same way. Oh, that I've seen that one before. Okay. I'm giving like one more chance, and if it's not anything different, I'm gonna go. And actually now I'm wondering, have there been repeats? Have I don't know. This game is like actually really good at getting me to second guess myself. Okay, yeah, this is. Achievement unlocked? No. Interesting. Let's see. Wonder like how much they actually save in the history section. I don't know. So now what? So that's new. I wonder if I exit again, will she? Oh, this feels kind of terrible because she's fourth wall breaking. See, this is why it confused me that the person I was talking to about this said like treated it like it was treated the file like it was a secret or an Easter egg because I never Um, but like again, like it feels like she's like really committing to the. I actually want to go back and play the original game and see how this works there, because I don't like. I feel like it would be even more impactful if you actually had to like close the game, not just go back to the like hub menu thing. Um, uh, all right. I'm I'm just gonna end this now. I'm gonna. What? I never found that one file. It's a shame. The one that I pulled up the picture. I just took a screenshot and whatnot. I'm sorry. I wish I could see another way. But it's better than just quitting and. Oh, God. I don't want to trap you in hell. Yep. I'm sorry. Well, No, I don't want to torture you. That's why. No, I didn't want, like, I could have just kept quitting and coming back, and I didn't want to. I didn't. No, I didn't kill everyone. You killed everyone. Well, you killed everyone but yourself. But I could have just kept, I could have just kept you in hell whenever I didn't want to like think about you, and then brought you back up, whenever I wanted to talk to you. But I was clearly not helping you, and the alternative was to leave you on this screen forever, and also, never, just, I could check out anytime I want, but I could never leave. I'm trying to, like, June unlocked. Ruin everything. I don't hate you. Well, there are actions that you took that made me really angry. And like, again, like I was legitimately mad. I love how I'm just talking to this character like she's actually real, but yeah. But again, like there's a reason that these impact. I actually legitimately hate it when people are like, "Oh, it's not real." It's like, yeah. Oh, well, silly old me. I thought that I delusionally thought that these characters literally existed. It's like no, but they impact me because you form a parasocial bond with them. Like that's why these things matter. So she put him in the recycle bin. I'm like if any of you know, like, if there's like a way to get a different ending than this, esteemed viewers, please let me know, because I'm actually really curious. Because I keep looking for alternate endings and I keep not finding any. And if there aren't, that's fine. But I seem to think that there are alternate endings. If that makes any sense. This game feels like a tragedy. Totally not like the game I'm thinking about doing next, you know? The House and Fata Morgana. Was that... I can never remember which one was there originally and which one wasn't. There's actually a lot of comparisons to Nier Automata. And Natsuki and Yuri. I remember also that there was something about Natsuki's home life, like they revealed. I might do a replay series on this if I can find out how to, if I find out about alternate endings and whatnot. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Or maybe I'm just remembering this scene with the cupcakes. Yeah, this is all... Seen this all before. I don't think I ever really realized, or at least I forgot about, like, how every little horror thing was like Monica, Monica's like nihilistic, nihilistic desperation. That's the word I was looking for. Also, now for some reason I'm suddenly struck by the urge to go watch Fullmetal Alchemist after I'm done recording this. Yeah, I do remember this. Oh no. Whoever made this game was... Well, I mean, whoever made... Not whoever, like, not the literal creators of this game, but accepting the conceit of this, meta-narrative as real... Whoever programmed this is a sick fuck, Again, not the real life developers, because this is made for a thematic point and everything. Oh, yeah. So... Was that someone saying, "Can you hear me?"
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, it's me. So you know
So this is supposed to be Monica. Interesting.
yeah,
I don't remember this.
I'm not really any good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote you a song, and I was kind of hoping
Is this something they added with the plot with Plus?
really hard on
Doki Doki Literature Club Plus?
yeah.
Or is this... I can't... Again, it's weird how much of the original game I don't remember. Because I think there's, like, stuff from, like, videos I did early, like, that, like, for that past year, and I remember them more than... Well, maybe not. I don't know.
I imagine a future where I can be with you.
This is, like, so, again, like, I've said this a lot through the series, but, like, this is just heartbreaking, and, like, this is... Out of context, this is super sweet and whatnot, but in context, this is just heartbreaking.
Just move your hand right the way into his heart. But in this
Oh, like, I'm literally just like, oh. I don't have much to say. It's not like I have it. It's also said quite a bit. Is this like kind of a kind of like To the Moon or Undertale, where you've got like a core developer who does like a lot of this stuff, but like there's also other people involved? I don't know. Even I feel like I'm just like trying to analyze when I'm feeling just not even like down. Again, I'm not feeling down. I'm just feeling like sad. Yeah. Melancholy. Yeah, this I mean, I remember this credit sequence. I do remember this. You know, the images getting deleted and whatnot. But just tricky family. Yay, QA people! I always try to applaud them because they are the unsung heroes. Yeah, the old Earthbound Chekhov's the line, you know, thing where they know game/script RPY. That's the thing I was looking for, right? Well, we will. I'm sure I'll take another look at this sometime. That's the nice thing about having there be an original version and a plus version, is because it gives me an excuse to do. I can do 2 more of these before like starting to have to do like Jekyllstein Grey 3 plays or whatever. That's what I'm. Eventually, I'm gonna do a third To the Moon video. It's just gonna happen, and I'm gonna call it Jekyllstein Grey 3 plays, and I'll probably do more. So, but that's not gonna be for a while, probably. This is my final goodbye to the Literature Club. I finally understand. The Literature Club is truly a place where no happiness can be found. To the very end, it continued to expose innocent minds to a horrific reality, a reality that our world is not designed to comprehend. I can't let any of my friends undergo that same hellish epiphany. For the time it lasted, I wanted to thank you for making all of my dreams come true, for being a friend to all of the club members, and most of all, thank you for being a part of my Literature Club. With everlasting love, Monica. Okay, I'm gonna click OK. I think this will be the end because actually, hold on. Never mind. Now this is where I'll close out for today. So thank you for watching, esteemed viewers. That is my second, my Doki Doki Literature Club Plus series. Hopefully a new video is coming out tomorrow, assuming I don't get like swamped or down or feeling down or whatever. So we'll stay in touch. I'm definitely want to do more stuff for this month. So I'm assuming like unless something like catastrophic happens that like derails my current plans or whatever, then there will be a lot more content coming out this October. Anyway, so thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you have something to say, let me know in the comments. Twitter, Letterboxd, Nexus.gg, links in the description down below. Subscribe, ring the bell if you want to be notified of more of this or any other game I do in the future. And you know the stuff. I might be forgetting something, which is totally a novel subject for this game. Love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching, esteemed viewers, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.